The time has come to deal with this. And so the short version of this whole story is we've got some rotten joists that need to be fixed. We're going to repair some and we're going to replace some.
There you go.
So this is a project that we completed the first time a few weeks ago, and it all started off very smoothly. We removed the rotten joists without too many dramas and started measuring and cutting some fancy new timber to size. But our tiredness and lack of experience led us down a path which was doomed to fail.
3.5, so I'm going to have to notch 3.5 on the bottom there.
Yeah.
And then it'll sit nicely. That's the plan.
In which case we're also going to have to notch it across this wall.
In order to get these much larger joists to fit around a stud wall below and to be level with the rest of the floor above, we notched out both ends and took out quite a large chunk from the middle of each beam. This was a terrible idea because it really weakened the joists. Unfortunately, we didn't realize this mistake until we had finished laying the new floor, and so we're going to have to rip it all up and do it all again properly in today's video.
And what we should have done is just notched out the wall, because it's not a supporting wall, it's just a stud wall, and then slid the joists into those notches, which is what we will do on the second time. Okay.
One. What's this here? Oh, it's cables.
Yeah, just...
Okay, good work. Okay, I'm out.
Okay.
No, we're not making the same mistake again. Don't worry, there's a reason for this. Okay, cool.
So is that... yeah, it's tilting a bit as well, so... Okay. Are you in the correct horizontal position?
Yeah, I think pretty much.
Can you measure?
Yep.
So from...
10.5.
10.5, okay, yep. butter's not down enough.
That looks better.
This has a bit of a twist on it.
Mm.
Just go up again for a second, just push it. This is what's getting in the way. And just, yep. And these come back out too.
I think you're going to step on it.
This has to go upside down.
Okay, we are in.
And we turn this one on its side.
That's pretty good.
Bit high. Can you hold that
Yes.
like that? Still a bit high.
On that one? No, it's this one that's too high. We haven't adjusted this one yet.
No, it's not touching that one. Oh, sorry, it's a tiny bit. Okay, we have to fix that one first then.
Okay.
So if we can just
What's that to me?
if we can get small tips, that would be great.
Do you want an angle grinder for that?
For what? So I'm going to try this one just by itself.
This one?
Yeah. Oh, get sun blindness.
Yeah. Right, needs to go back more. There we go.
So it's not wobbling now, so then it's just this that's high,
Yeah,
right?
which is
fine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's perfect. Okay.
Excellent. Shall we try this one that we were just working on?
Yes.
And that's it. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's a little bit high. Oh, that one's a little bit low, I don't know. Good enough. Within the lines, so we'll go for that.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
So I can't.
Yeah, go.
And it
And
needs to go over that one so that it can be pushed back.
okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to lay it down. Just watch yourself.
Watch.
And then push it over.
So this way.
Yeah. My hands are not free, so don't do anything. Right, now push it to me. More. Yep. Some places this chestnut is rock hard, or I'm running into a nail or something.
That's also entirely possible.
Oh. Just there to help me get in and out. So if I'm standing on it, then you can put it onto it. But otherwise it's likely just to tip up.
So it's in this bottom one.
Yeah, I know, I'm going to spin it around.
That's pretty much perfect.
Well, this corner is a bit high or something.
That's just because the board is not 100% flat.
Okay, cool.
How's that?
Yeah.
Good?
Yes.
Found good use for my excessive weight. Woohoo, look at that!
Finished. Again.
I tell you what, the idea of walking through your front door onto a solid floor is highly underrated. I think we should all have a small celebration of being able to do that. Again. Yeah, this was much easier the second time. I mean, it only took, what, 15, 20 minutes, right? So that was much faster. In real time, it was about 2.5 days. Probably less than that. We had a couple of half days. But it is done, and it feels much, much sturdier than it did the first time round when we foolishly cut loads of big holes out the middle of our structural timbers. But we have learnt from our mistake, and we have reflected on what we did wrong. And now we've fixed it, and we feel much better about it. So, I don't think there's much more to say, but I'm sure we'll think of something to stretch this out a bit.
There is. I have some things to say.
Oh, Kylie has many things to say.
So, first of all, from the comments, I realised that not everyone understood what we did wrong, so I'll explain that. We sized the timbers for the span that we have with the centres that we wanted to put in. And then we cut holes or notches in both ends and in the middle. And basically that means that you degrade the strength of the timber. So it wasn't just that we could plug those holes, which is what a few people suggested. It's that the strength of the timber had been effectively decreased by the fact that we cut the holes. So you can't just plug it back again. You need to reinstate that width of timber.
And why did we notch it out, just in case that wasn't clear?
So we notched it out because the wall's in the way, and we put a wall plate in, and we were too tired to realise that we should have notched the wall instead of the timber. And there was lots of suggestions on how we could fix the mistake, but we wanted to do it right. And it also comes down to availability of things. Like lots of people were suggesting get some steel plates and other crazy things which just aren't available where we are. So it was much easier for us to get on the phone, have the timber delivered the next day, and just do it again. We did notch the ends, and that's
on one side,
and that's because they're sitting like 400 mil on the wall. So it was okay to take a small bit off the end. We could have just not had that section that we notched, but we wanted that section to sit onto a wall plate that's on that stone wall. So that wasn't a mistake. We didn't make that mistake again. We consciously thought about that. That was the problem. Our solution was to redo it. I'm much happier. The whole floor now is very sturdy, and we can move on and do the next bits.
Yes, it's never that we're done and finished forever. We're always done with one thing, and then we can move on to the next thing. And we have some options in terms of what we're going to move on to next. We've just mapped out the rest of the year, essentially, in terms of being able to move in downstairs for the winter, which I know we've said for the last 2 years running, but this year, I think it's going to be third time lucky, and I think we will be able to move in some degree downstairs for the winter. But in order to do that, we actually need to do subfloors across the rest of the first floor so that it protects anything from falling on our heads whilst we are living downstairs. So that's going to be coming soon. But another big thing for this year is to get a flushing toilet in place. I know it sounds crazy, but that is high on the priority list and something that is going to happen this year. I have confidence in being able to say that. So yeah, we don't know exactly what we're going to be moving on to next, but we will be moving on to something, and we will take you along for the ride. But that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
See you later. Yeah, just for something different.
Well, yeah, because we just did this whole thing again. It was the same. So
Exactly.
you've done something different.
Redo.
We've done something different at least.
Bye.